Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure unboxing and review, we're going to be looking at the Legacy United Doom and Destruction Bludgeon figure. So in this video, there's loads to cover. We are of course going to be comparing him with the last version of himself released in the Legacy toy line, with the original owner of the mould, Tarn, again released in the Legacy toy line. We're also going to have a look and see how he compares to the original Generation 1 toy of himself, and of course we can have a quick look how he looks with his box mate Ruckus. And just a quick reminder here that Ruckus is in his own video, so if you want to see the review of him, that is already separately uploaded on this channel. Right, so as I start to move all of these out of the way, a couple of things. First and foremost, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now please, because it really will help me out. And the other is to thank Hasbro Pulse, because that's where I purchased this from, and as you can see, they got him to me nice, quickly and safely. Right, before we go any further, we need to first and foremost appreciate the beautiful box art which you can see there for both characters. It's so good. I'm loving these capsules at the moment because the artwork is amazing. There is the Doom and Destruction logo on the top. Ruckus is on that side, so this side has got the Bludgeon artwork which you can see there, and there on the back you can see both figures and the transformation processes. Now I'm going to discuss that pretty much straight off in a second. I'm just going to move this quickly out of the way, and that is the inner packaging, and he came packaged on this side, which again you would have seen in the Ruckus video, and of course I've removed him from there. Right, talking about transformation processes then, and I'm being dead honest guys, and as I am in all of my particular videos, but usually you'll have noticed that by now I would have uploaded a transformation tutorial video, and to be honest, this is the main reason why this has took me so much longer to do than what the Ruckus video did. Now I'm really hoping that it's just my copy and it's not mold degradation. And what I mean by that is, of course, as I said, Tarn came out in Legacy Evolution about 18 months ago. There is another Tarn as well in a 4-pack, and there is another Bludgeon as well, and they all share pretty much the same mold apart from a few minor differences. Now again, this could just be my copy, but I probably will get a transformation process video uploaded, but it's taking me about 10-15 minutes, and the reason for that is that when I move this joint here, it pops off the hinge, which obviously isn't good. This front bit's always sort of popped off quite a lot anyway, but both of these here are terrible for popping off. Just the slightest bit of movement when you unclip it from here, so when you untab it from there on this particular hinge, it just comes off in my hand, which obviously isn't good. And I've tried a few times to do it, and it's just taking too long, so apologies for that. But again, I want to be dead honest, and as I say, perhaps pre-warn you guys, it could be a problem that you have. I haven't seen anything on TF Wiki yet, and that's probably because it's pretty much a brand new figure. But as always guys, I need to be honest with you, because it is causing me such a problem that I haven't managed to upload it. If you do want to see a transformation tutorial pretty much straight away though, you can see Tarn's, which again is exactly the same. However, let's go back to the alternate mode then, which it's okay. I said this with the first one of Bludgeon, and the reason being, I think everybody knows this, and again, I'm dead honest, I am a G1 diehard fan. I love G1 props more than anything else, and you know, this is the original G1, which is a tank. And it was just a teeny little robot, so don't get me wrong, the improvements are fantastic. And what they've done is, they've done a really clever amalgamation of the shell and the robot to give us pretty much exactly that. So you know, they've managed to combine the two of them together to give us the look that we've got. So it's okay. I would love perhaps, you know, a more G1 sort of version of this particular figure. Of course the treads don't go around at all. These wheels don't go around either, by the way. They're just molded onto it. These you can move around, which is pretty good. The detail there at the front is good. I'm going to do a direct comparison in a second for you, but overall, as I say, it doesn't really do too much until you attach the accessories. If you're watching this video at a later date and you're buying it on the secondary market and it doesn't have these accessories, I really think they make a big difference. You know, they're not necessary. You can still get him into this particular mode, but I definitely think that these, as you can see now, make a big difference. It turns it into a much more recognizable tank, because it's like you've got a turret and you can lift these up and you can rotate this around all the way around, no problem whatsoever. You've just got an abundance of 5mm ports as well, so this means that you can take these, you can attach them if you wanted to the side of the treads, you can put them He says that, and then he's gone and got it stuck. But you can attach them there. How many different holes there are? There's so many different holes, even on the top of here as well. And again, you can use other figures. You don't have to use this particular one set of weapons. What I mean by that is there is chop shops. You can attach it to the top. There's another port there. There's so many different ports that you can play and have a mess around with this particular figure, which of course then it makes it fun. And that's what I always try and do. I always try and see the positive in everything. Now they are blast effects compatible as well, so you can pop loads of different ones. I've just lifted that off there as well, but again, as I say, you can put loads of different blast effects, make it look even better, to be honest. But yeah, you do really need, I think you definitely really need these. And if you go with, I've gone with a pretty much standard looking way of putting the turret on, which is just one of these either side, and then I've put the sword. Let me quickly attach this there, and then I've put the sword in the middle as well. And the sword, for some reason, just seems to top it off, just give it that extra bit of a, even though it's not really functional, let's be honest, with the sword being on there. You could of course attach it to the side if you wanted to, but I just think it really tops off the look. And it's still nothing like this, but it just tops that look off, exactly the same as what I've done with this. So you can see now, obviously the main difference is the colour scheme. I'm not sure which one I prefer, in honesty. I do like this translucent plastic on this one. Do you know what? It's a tough decision, to be fair. I think, if I'm being totally honest, which doesn't really help the situation, I just prefer the tarn mould. But there you can pretty much see that it's just the colour difference. Of course, we'll do another comparison in a second when we're getting back into robot mode. If you are wondering how big he is compared to some of the other figures, there's one of your industry standards, soon to be replaced by the 86 version, but that is of course Studio Series. No, it's not. It is your Earthrise Optimus Prime. That one's your Studio Series. That's why I said it, because I was just picking it up. So that's Voyager. That's deluxe. That is a big deluxe figure though. There's a DeLorean just because it's around, which again is pretty big, to be fair. A few other random sized figures that I've got here. That's a deluxe, and that's a deluxe as well. But to be honest, as I say, for me, because I'm not too fond of the alternate mode on this one, I'm going to definitely be displaying him in his robot mode anyhow, which I think, to be honest, let's come back right now and have a look at him in his robot mode. Okay, we're back, and he's in his robot mode, and this is definitely the way that I am going to be displaying him. So first and foremost, let's have a quick look at the new head sculpt, which is great. As I say, this is just a much better look for him. We still haven't got this skull, as I say, which we have from the Generation 1, but it's still one of the best looks. The red eyes look fantastic. The articulation on it will spin all the way around. It'll look up and down, no problem whatsoever. The arms will give you a full T, even though, let's be honest, that looks insane. It doesn't look very good at all, but it will go all the way up. You can then spin it all the way around, no problem. You can swivel it at the bicep, you can flex it at the bicep. There is a wrist swivel. There is a full, yes, you just have to slightly adjust this if you want it to go all the way around. This can come off the back. It's quite easy to do that, and then you've got a full waist rotation if you want to. Not that I think that you'd need it anyway. You could actually as well, if you wanted to. You could take this off and turn it around that way, but it won't clip in. But you could get away with it, as I say, for pictures, because you could spin it around and then it wouldn't catch at all. So it's up to yourself. That's, I suppose, a bonus little thing that you could do if you wanted to do like a real sort of severe waist swivel photo shot. The legs will go, let me just separate them, they will go all the way up past the point of the splits. You can do them that way, no issues whatsoever. And just about, by the looks of that, yeah, the hip skirt's just catching it a little bit there, but as you can see, more than articulate enough in that particular area. You then got your thigh cut, or your hip swivel, whatever you want to call it. You've got your knee bend, ankle tilt, rock, toe tap, everything. Again, really good set of articulation on this guy, to be honest. And again, a real good use of accessories. And this is again where he sort of comes, as I say, into his own. I really like the fact that this is now what I would class as a, you know, a good figure, a playable figure, something that you can do lots of things with. And that's because of the choice of the ways that you can use these accessories. For example, there is the other Bludgeon figure that I was on about. I've given him a bit of a Bruticus look with the two big guns coming over the back and the samurai sword in his hand. Now again, you can clearly see the differences in the chest. All of these are the same, they're just painted slightly differently. Yeah, there's no difference in the hips, there's no difference in the waist, it's just the chest. The chest piece is different, the head is different, and everything else looks to be exactly the same, as I say, apart from the head sculpt. And then when I went with Tarn, because again, Tarn wasn't a character I knew too much about, I went with, I've got the other one as well, but he's not going to fit on screen, so I went with both of the blasters in each hand, which you can see. I still went with these up at the back because I think that looks fantastic. Ooh, and I've knocked them all over, and you can still have that bit on the back, and you can still attach loads of things to it, to be honest. You could spin it around, and again, you can attach different things however you wanted to. But as I say, you can mix and match as well. So even though I knocked that over, I'm going to turn it into my advantage. And what you can do, this is what I said, the best thing about this, and the best thing about all of these sort of figures, is they've got an abundance of 5mm ports. So you can do forearms, you can do normal guns right there. Let me see how many I can get on him. As I say, you could get them all on because there's the shoulder ones as well. So you could even take the one off here, and let's be honest, as I say, I know I'm playing around now, but that's what these are. These are toys, they're supposed to be played with, and as I say, in a lot of cases, you never know. Most people might have siblings, like my kids, and I did as well. I had a brother, so when we used to play with our toys together, you know, you could do crazy things like that, to be honest. And that then, as I say, straight away makes this figure a lot more fun. And again, with all the blast effects and everything, we could be here all day with all the attachments that we could put on him. And there's still, you know, there's still 5mm ports on the legs as well if you wanted to do even more to it. So the accessories is what really saves this particular figure for me, and I said that in quite a few of the others. But yeah, as you can see, fully articulate, accessories are great. We've had a look at the difference. As I say, with mine, I'm going to be putting 100% the samurai sword in his hand. It's again just a slightly different gunmetal grey, this one, whereas the other bludgeon was a much more silvery colour, shall we say. Right, Tarn is still in shot. Let's move him out of the way. Let's bring in the G1 original. I don't know whether the skull face is perhaps a little too scary now for nowadays, I'm not too sure, although the Super 7 did capture it absolutely brilliantly. Again, there is the tank. So again, what you've got, as I said in the first part, is the amalgamation of the two of them to give us that particular look. With regards to a few of his other figures in the same capsules, let's have a look. So we've got Chop Shop there. So this is where again you can tell that he's a Voyager class figure, because he's much taller than these deluxe ones. To be honest, you can see he's towering above them, and this, of course, Windsweeper was the needle nose mold, which again was quite a big deluxe figure, but he's still towering over him completely, which of course is exactly what you want, because that's the size class that he's actually at. He's just only a fraction smaller than your Earthrise Optimus Prime, but he's obviously quite a bit wider with quite a bit more going on. G1 Optimus Prime, let's just use this one. Oh no, that is just a standard G1, it's not a missing link. So if you collect G1, that's to give you an idea of how big he is compared to him. Last couple of size comparisons, some more newish ones, shall we say. There, of course, is your Studio Series Transformers 1 figure. In fact, let's bring in Megs as well, just again so you can see the differences and the heights between them. One last one. This is, to be fair, this is a really big Voyager class figure as well. Yeah, he's not as big as that one, but he's still very big. So in all honesty, again, although the transformation process, it's not too difficult, it's just a bit of a pain with things popping off him. I think the two of these together is great, and I think, as I say, these whole packs of all these particular figures again are brilliant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a complete, I say complete, I think this is all there is for now, collection video of these, of course, with breakdown and the others as well. But there you go, that is for now. This is Bludgeon. Ruckus's video is separately up. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys, and as I say, I hope yours isn't as bad as, I say as bad as mine. I suppose I just need to clarify myself that the things pop off, but you can reattach them. So let's just, I suppose, clear that up. Although the things pop off, you can reattach them quite easily. It's just a bit of a pain. There we go. Let me know what you think in the comments. Take care.